All right, so we've got some new stuff that's come up about Vic Mignogna, some new stuff that I found, and I've got some stuff that other people have found that I wanted to piece together. Of course, a few days ago, Funimation actually came out and gave this statement where they said, "Everyone, we wanted to give you an update on the Vic Mignogna situation. Following an investigation, Funimation recast Vic Mignogna in Moors Mononoke in Season 2. Funimation will not be engaging Mignogna in future productions." Now, there's been some people that have gone over this already, and the details and the type of investigation that they would run seems like it would have taken a little bit longer than this. I've got some insiders that I've talked to, and I can't say who they are, and I can't really elaborate on what they said, right? Because it'll go back to them. But the general thing that keeps coming across is it sounds like all of the people, I'm talking from writers to producers to other voice actors, went to Funimation and told them if they don't get rid of them, if they don't get rid of Vic, they're going to quit. Now, I can't show you what they sent me, but that is the common kind of correlation between all of the stuff that I've heard from people, and it sounds like they kind of made Funimation bend the knee. Plus, with all the exposure going on, they really didn't have a choice. But this really isn't that new news. I actually covered this like 2 weeks ago when they said they weren't going to have him back and they're recasting him, and it looks like he is completely gone, which means I would imagine if another Dragon Ball comes out, they are going to recast Broly. And if Super brings him into the show when it comes back, and it will be coming back, they're going to recast him, which is a shame. And I almost wonder if they're going to redub Broly for the home release. I really wouldn't put it past them. So I want to go over some things now, and I want to go over one of the people I think was very instrumental in getting him fired. And I also want to show some things that I've found on the way some of the people have treated him and talked to him over the years, and some new things that have come out. So this is Jamie Marchi. She works for Funimation, has quite the position there as well. And she comes off, in fact, she is a very big NPC, and we're going to see that in a second. But I wanted to go over some of her tweets recently against Vic. The biggest thing is she came out against him with a huge, long, essay. It was in Polygon, real credible source and all these other places. And she's talking about how he slammed her up against the bar and was pulling her hair and all this stuff. But there was little details that she couldn't remember. We're going to find out she's quite the hateful person. And I'm going to show you some stuff that she's done. So first off, she says, "Yes, I want his head. I want his balls. I want him to feel an ounce of the pain he causes others and the effing choke on it. I want to take his D out of your ears so you can actually hear reality. But that's just me." So you can see that she's quite the case. Look at the anger that she has. "I give no shits if they're harassing Vic. He's a monster. Look around. There are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of reports. If you don't see it, you simply don't want it to be true." I find the dozens of dozens thing to be quite funny, since we've gone over their master list several times now, and 95% of the time, the reports are somebody saying, "I remember somebody said this. I heard this story one time. Somebody told me this." It's never a first-hand account. The first-hand accounts we do have come from people like Jamie, who have some missing details. But I'm going to show you some of the stuff she's done. So I found this video here by this guy. I'm going to post it in the description. We're just going to watch a couple scenes that I found in this that I find quite particularly interesting. So she has a history of changing lines in the dub. I'm not going to show them because of copyright and stuff, but I do want to show you some of the tweets that she's made, because no one has archived her, and that's a shame. She should have been archived, because I think we missed some really good opportunities here. All right, so I'm going to play a clip from this video that can give you some story on the kind of attitude that she's had. I'll have the link to this video in the description if you want to watch the whole thing. But check this out. So this is a little context here. He's going to be talking about the time during Gamergate when she actively changed a line and mentioned it in the anime. This caused big backlash, and Funimation had to change it back. So you're going to get to see her attitude, kinda.
took it upon herself to play the victim in this situation, by claiming because she's a woman, Gamergate supporters and anime fans were going after her the most harshly. In actuality, having personally witnessed events transpiring at this time, what happened was her name came up first as the one being responsible for the Gamergate Creepshows line, before it was quickly discovered that Tyson Reinhardt wrote the script, followed by her approving it. Now, it appears Jamie Marchi has taken a more active role in inserting her personal politics into anime. As both scriptwriter and the voice of Lukawa, Marchi decided to add in 3 examples of feminist talking points into the English dub script of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Alright, so you just saw kind of her history of controversy, her changing lines, and it's still happening from what I hear. She's got pretty significant amount of power there now. And we see her how she's unprofessional with fans here. This is her, I guess, targeted, like putting harassment on somebody. She added them or retweeted them to sick all of her followers on them. It's tough to say here because she wasn't archived properly, unfortunately. And all we have really are these old tweets like this without going back like years on her timeline. There's this one here. It's International Kissing Day. For all of those blocked online aggressors convulsing in their own bitterness, International Kiss My Ass Day. Bragging about the people she's blocked. And then we have, I can't quite make out with this part here. It's somebody complaining about the changes in the dub. But this person adds her and says, "Gotta love when people try to hide their obvious brigading attempts." She responds with, "Thank you. I just learned what brigading means. Also, isn't it wonderful? They have the sub to watch instead." So if you don't like the dub, you can watch the sub, which is true. I enjoy the subs personally over the dub because you can't do stuff like this. However, isn't it funny that she's saying the old famous words, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Or if you don't want it, don't buy it or whatever. You've heard those before. That's not how it's supposed to work. And I wonder if these Japanese companies know about this, if they care. I don't know. That's a whole different question. But I want to kind of show off the kind of hostile person she is and why I don't believe her statement. Because she's quite the nasty person to people online. And I just don't find that very credible. Now let's move on to some other people, particularly Sonny Strait, the voice of Krillin. And not just Krillin, the voice of Goku here. So this is older. I believe it's from a few years ago, given how Sean looks. This is really disgusting. It's 5 minutes of them saying he likes boys. Now, they're doing an impression of him. I'm going to link this in the description if you want to watch the whole thing. But let me just show you what they've done.
Character to really
right. If you were like studying, like if you had to play a mailman, he would be like following the mailman around.
I would
right?
never. No, that's way like, too old. I only do 12-year-old boys pretty much. I mean, that's
right,
that's what I love
what
to
I'm
do.
saying is, it was just
that's what I really love to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, I appreciate that, but the fact of the matter is, I love doing 12-year-old boys, and I love going to preschools and watching them through the fence to get in the mood to do them. It's really inspirational.
And then they continue on to make him look like a punk. Now, this is them pretending to be him. There was no malicious intent there, right? And isn't that funny that these people are the ones that, are saying listen and believe? I sure don't sense any malicious intent, do you? And then, of course, we have Monica Ryle, if I'm saying that right, the voice of Bulma, who has not even that long ago was coming off as good friends with him. We see right here. Here they are just having the best of times. And then, of course, she's come out and really slammed him under the table and is getting a lot of backlash for it, right? Look at this. Does this, I'm sure she was probably one of the best friends to him, and she just throws him under the table like that. There's something funny going on here. And I thought I would end it on this fun tweet of DC Douglas saying, "Don't be this guy. Hey, men of today and young men of tomorrow, educate yourself on enthusiastic consent, toxic masculinity, victim blaming, religion-induced sexual repression, rape stats and false reporting ratio, and the history of the mother-effing patriarchy. Hashtag me too." I just thought that was a really stupid, funny tweet that he put out. But My point here is with friends like those, who needs enemies, right? And these are the people that were his friends. But look at this. Look at this. We had that Sean and Sonny video. That's old, right? And these people you're going to tell me didn't have something going on. Now, I can't prove any of that. This is all speculation, right? All opinion. But when you piece all of this together, something smells really funny. It screams of an op. It screams that a lot of people don't like a man because of his politics, because of his religion, and the way that he, maybe it's because he's a megastar. Well, I think his career, unfortunately, might be kind of hurt. Hopefully he can get around it, but I think people were jealous and they wanted him out. Was he a little weird with his fans? Yeah. He definitely was kind of naive with them, but I don't think that justifies firing the man and ruining his life. These far left people, these NPCs, we've all seen they're quite capable of running ops. We've seen it time and time again. And I really do think that that's what this is. But that's just one man's opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments. What do you think about all this? Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see all of you on the next one.